Hey everyone, how's it going? Arcanome here again. I've got another championship showcase battle for you today. I wanted to get another one of these up last week. Unfortunately, problems with my Ethernet cable, switching over to new computer, getting the software set up for my 3DS capture card. It didn't end up happening, so I'm late on getting another video up. Apologize for that, but we should be all set heading forward now. I am probably not going to be able to get up all of the matches that I had with the challengers at PAX Prime. PAX Australia is this coming weekend, so I'm hoping after that to transition over to some Australian videos if some of those gym leaders can get me their battles, and hopefully with the time zones and all that we can get some of them on to commentate some of their more favorite battles that they have at PAX. So this battle here, since I'm being a little more picky about which battles I'm doing, because I'm not going to be uploading all of them, this one, I really enjoyed this battle because the person it's with, his name was Steve. He was really into the league. I saw him every day. I talked to him, see how he was doing. He was doing the side activity, challenging other challengers while waiting in line to try and fill out the back of the card and, get entered into the raffle. So he was having a good time with it. He was fully into it and having fun with it, and it was great to talk to him. So I decided to do this battle because of that. I was happy to see him on the Monday, the last day of PAX, to get a battle in with him. And it was really cool. So, looking at his team, you see he's got a Gardevoir. It's probably going to be Mega. It's pretty threatening special offensive Pokemon. Has some potential there. It's not the greatest speed, but it definitely is pretty good. You see the Aegislash, which although in Ubers and Smogon is not banned in the PPL, it is allowed. Aegislash has a lot of different things it can do because of its ability, which allows it to switch from an attack stance to a defensive stance, and his attacks and his defenses are equal in their respective stance. So there's a lot of different things that it can do. So not sure what's exactly going to come out of that. Gotta be careful of that King Shield, which could lower my attack if I make contact with him when he uses it, which could really hurt a couple of my Pokemon. A lot of physically offensive Pokemon here. We see the Garchomp, which is a pretty fast Pokemon. It's pretty powerful. It also has the potential to be bulky, get some Stealth Rocks in there. Sometimes you see the Rough Skin Rocky Helmet combo, which does a lot of damage when you make contact with it. I'm expecting it to be normal. I think Mega Garchomp isn't, I think, as common as regular Garchomp, because Mega Garchomp loses some speed when it Megas evolves. It's not quite as fast. It gets more attack, but I think the speed really turns people off to the Mega Garchomp. So I'm expecting that to be just a normal Garchomp there. We have the Landorus, which is a pretty popular Pokemon to use in battling. It's got the Intimidate, which can be really helpful. You can get some Stealth Rock. It's got some offensive capabilities. It can also be defensive. So it could go either way there. Definitely a Pokemon to watch out for. We see the Thundurus, which gets Prankster. So that can really shut down a team with priority Thunder Waves or Will-O-Wisp or something like that. It can really hurt, fast Pokemon who rely on their speed, those Thunder Waves and stuff like that. Also has some pretty good special attack there as well. We have the Malamar, which Malamar is pretty interesting. It has the Contrary ability, and you often see Superpower on it, which normally would lower attack and defense. With the Contrary ability, it raises attack and defense every time you use it. So that's pretty much what you see with Malamar, is getting those superpowers off, building up attack and defense. So that way, it can take hits and it can deal out damage. before it gets that a superpower off or two, it's not the greatest thing, so you kind of want to take care of it before it starts building up those attack and defense boosts. And you can see, looking at my team, I gave him the option 1 or 2. He went with 2, so I brought my Hitmonlee instead of my Hawlucha. So that's what I'm going to be bringing this time. So let's get the battle started and see how Steve does. Steve's going to start off with that Malamar, nice and shiny. Like I said, expecting the superpowers to be coming here. I go for the Swords Dance right away. Not a big surprise with the Scolipede. Pretty common. I know I can take at least 1 attack because I have my Focus Sash. Didn't need it, but I have it just in case I get that speed boost. Now I'm going to go for the attack because I know it's 4 times effective against Malamar. Unfortunately, it's going to miss with my luck there, and that's going to allow the Malamar to take out the Scolipede and get that first superpower boost. +1 attack, +1 speed. So I'm going to go out to my Hitmonlee here. I'm going to start trying to use the Hitmonlee strategy, which is pretty fun to use. So you see here, I go for the Endure, brings me down to 1 HP, activates my Lychee Berry. It's going to raise my attack, and losing my hold item activates my Unburden, so now my speed is doubled. And then that reversal gets more powerful the less health that the user has. So because of that, it's like 200 power when I'm at 1 HP. Unfortunately, with Aegislash being a ghost type, it's not affected by that reversal. So he goes for the Shadow Snake, which I was expecting. That, would have finished off the Hitmonlee. Hitmonlee is a very risky strategy because you get brought down to 1 HP. And I had Mach Punch, but again, being Ghost type, Mach Punch doesn't do anything against the Aegislash. So he switches out to his Landorus, and that means I'm going to get the burn on the Will-O-Wisp. The burn with the Will-O-Wisp on the Landorus. Which is good to have the Landorus burned. Landorus is a physical attacker, so now it's not going to be doing nearly as much damage. I was hoping to get that Aegislash burn with the Shadow Sneak. Figured there's a good chance that was a physical attacker. It would have been nice if he had used King Shield. Will-O-Wisp goes around the King Shield, so it would have burned anyway. So we see the superpower from Landorus, which is a bit odd for Landorus. Not something that you see very often. With that burn, it's not going to do a terrible amount of damage. There's no stab on it or anything like that. So he's going to get out of here. He's going to go over to the Gardevoir. And that's going to give me basically a free Leaf Storm. Which is going to allow me to increase my special attack by 2 stages. With my own contrary ability. So you see here, he is indeed Mega Gardevoir, as I predicted. So here he's gonna go for the Protect. That's not something that I normally see on Gardevoir, but buys him another turn, gets him the speed boost on the next turn from Mega Evolving. Fortunately, it's not enough to outspeed his Superior still. So that's gonna allow me to get that second Leaf Storm off, raise my special attack to +4. So this Superior is getting pretty scary. Now he sends in Aegislash, which is a really good Pokemon to send in against Superior. Superior's move pool is pretty shallow, and Aegislash will resist my stab moves. It resists my type coverage and Dragon Pulse, so I'm not going to be able to do a whole lot against it. Went for the knockoff, try and get rid of its item. It's been super effective, do a little bit of damage. But he does take out my Superior here. So I come in with my Arcanine against the Aegislash once again. Trying to lower its attack. Hopefully get the burn off. So you see here, he does go for the King Shield this time. Will-O-Wisp goes around it, so that worked a little bit in my favor. I can't remember off the top of my head but it's possible that he didn't realize it went around King's Shield. I think that's the lesser known of its parts, like what it does. Most people know it reduces physical attack, but probably don't realize that special moves go around it, like Burn, Thunder Wave, things like that. So he's into his Garchomp here. I went for the Flare Blitz to get a little bit of damage. It didn't do a whole lot. And so I'm going to switch out of my Arcanine. I don't want a Garchomp hitting me with an Earthquake when it's at full attack. No Intimidate, Reduce, no Burn. So expecting the Earthquake, I went to my Dragonite. Instead, he went for the Dragon Claw, which activated my weakness policy, which seems good, but Garchomp, I'm pretty sure is faster than a Dragonite. So a second Dragon Claw would have taken out the Dragonite, so that wasn't the best thing for me. I was hoping for this free switch with the Earthquake not doing anything. Unfortunately, it didn't happen. So I come back into my Arcanine with the Intimidate. I am confident that my Arcanine can pretty much wall a Garchomp. We see there the Rock Slide didn't do a ton, even though it's super effective. I get the Will-O-Wisp off, so now this Garchomp's attack is reduced severely. It's not going to be doing a whole lot. So he comes in with the Earthquake, which he probably should have gone for in the first place. Earthquake is more power, and plus it gets the stab. That would have done more damage last turn, which maybe that second Earthquake might have finished me off. A little bit hard to tell. But I am able to go for the Morning Sun, get up to over 3/4 of my health. And, at this point, there's not a whole lot this Garchomp's going to be able to do to my Arcanine anymore. It's a bit risky to be going for, the offense that makes contact against the Garchomp with the Rough Skin. I am going to take both Recoil and the Rough Skin damage, which could potentially lower me to enough where the Garchomp could take me out. But it was a risk that I was willing to take. You see here, he got the crit, which is a bit lucky. So because of that crit, that risk that I took, didn't quite pay off how I would have liked it to. So my Arcanine is down, which is pretty unfortunate. It would have been a really good way to deal with that Aegislash when if I could work around those King Shields to get the Flare Blitz in. So I had to decide to go into my Mandibuzz here, because the Garchomp is burned and intimidated. I know I can take a hit, no problem, with Mandibuzz. Even that super effective Rock Slide, because Mandibuzz is just really bulky on top of all that damage reduction. So that Thunderbolt is going to do a lot of damage. This Mandibuzz is max special defense, and so I wasn't expecting it to do quite that much, even though it is super effective. So that caught me off guard a little bit, but, I do get the Toxic off, which is going to wear down on the Thundurus little by little. He is going to get that second Thunderbolt off, which is going to be enough to take care of my Mandibuzz, unfortunately. So I've lost both of my defensive Pokemon, which is not good. But that Aegislash is burned, the Thundurus is poisoned. So I go into my Dragonite here, hoping something like a Thunderbolt would be neutral. Maybe I could take it. He does go for the Hidden Power and gets another crit, which can't really be sure if that mattered, but all the same, crits are very unfortunate when they happen against you. So I'm in again with my Hitmonlee here, and he decides to go for the Thunder Wave, which is probably the smart move there. Now that I got paralyzed, I did have Mach Punch, which wouldn't have done a lot of damage, but it would have allowed me to do a little bit. But that that Thunder Wave slowed me down where I could, I got paralyzed and I couldn't do anything anyway. Not sure what he was expecting with that, going for the taunt there. Maybe expecting me to try and stall out the Toxic with Endure. But fortunately for me, I did go for the Mach Punch, got a little bit more damage. Not sure it mattered a whole lot, because the Toxic is going to take him out this next turn. But he knocked out my Hitmonlee, which happened to be my last Pokemon. So we saw Steve did get into the Hall of Fame. It's a good battle. You know, a couple of crits, which are unfortunate, but that's part of the game. And, you know, like I said, Steve was really into the whole Pokemon League. Side activity, challenging gym leaders, you know, hanging around with people, talking with them, having a good time. So it was really nice to see him, and I was glad that in the end he did get into the Hall of Fame. You know, the Pokemon League, PAX Pokemon League is all about having fun, and you know he was having a good time. You could see coming back. He was there every day, talking with people, so it was really fun. So that's going to do it for this video. Thank you everyone for watching. As usual, links to everywhere you can find us down in the description below. If you are in Australia and you're going to PAX, make sure you look out for us at the PAX Pokemon League. Look for the bright green scarves. They, you know, very bright. They kind of stick out. Shouldn't be too hard to find. If you're ever having trouble, head over to the handheld lounge. At any given time, you're pretty much guaranteed to find at least 1 or 2 gym leaders there. So that is definitely a good place to start. Also, look out on the website for anything. Article is going to go up probably with meetup times, where you know the leaders basically say, okay, except for maybe a couple people who had something else where the schedule came out they want to go to, gym leaders are going to be there at the handheld lounge, guaranteed. So at those times, you're definitely going to find some. Just be aware that lines are probably going to be fairly long at that point because everyone's going there to challenge gym leaders. But definitely look out for the PPL. It's a lot of fun. Recommend challenging. Even if you're not there all the time, every day, stop by, have some battles, talk to people. It's a lot of fun. So thanks again, everyone, for watching, and we'll see you all in the next video.